Hello everyone. So today we are going to see on this data visualization as well as the data analysis on healthcare data. However, in last session we have seen all those things that how to install the Python and how to install the VS Code as well as how we can start the Jupyter notebook and how we can create the .py file as well. And today's session we are going to dive into that the data deep into the data visualization and data analysis. So let's start. I will just start with creation of this again. Yeah. So click on this and just I will write practice.ipynb and we have the notebook ready in front of us. Already we have installed the basic libraries. However, I will also show you here. If you want to install from here, you can just type pip install and just we need here the exclamation mark here, and if we are doing a command prompt or somewhere in PowerShell we don't need that mark. pip install and यहाँ पर आप इंस्टॉल कर सकते हो जो भी libraries and whatever libraries you want. For example, I want the pandas and there are few libraries which we need to install. That is today's for today's session are pandas, matplotlib library and seaborn. So let's have all three installed, and it should say that requirement already satisfied. In my case, yes, it's already satisfied, so I don't need all these things. Now let's first step import the libraries, then we can say that import pandas as pd. Now in last session we have seen that what as pd means, that from now onward I will take pandas as a pd, as I will denote it as a pd. So let's run it. Now let's see that df is equal to pd because we have defined pandas as a pd. Then read, we have the csv file. We'll put the address of this file here and put the r just to avoid the unicode error in case in Windows system. And now you see the heads will display the first 5 data of your data frame. So now you can see that the first 5 data here. Now I want to see the description of the numerical values like mean, standard deviations and all those things. So let's have df.describe, and is going to tell you that mean is this. However, number mean, this column is nothing, you can ignore it, no issues. So mean is their standard deviation is this, minimum value is 13, 25% as 50 and 75%, and maximum value is 89. Fine. So this is the description of the numerical columns. We have only 2 columns which are the numericals is and billing amount. Now we want to check that either there is a null value or not. So let's have the null values and check the null value in each and every column. So df dot is data frame dot is null means is there any null, and I don't want that null value is a true boolean type. I want the sum of the values if they are null values. So total number of null values I want. So I'll let dot sum. And when I will run, yes, you can see here there are 2 null values in the medical condition, 1 null value in the billing amount, 3 null values in the admission type, and 1 null value into the discharge type, and medication has the 4 null values. So in this way we have the null values some in our data set. So now let's see the data types, either the data types are fine or not in our case. So let's see the data types. Now data types, so if you check that we have that name as a object is correct, Rest all are correct. Only the billing, if you see that discharge date is the object, actually it is the date format. It should be recognized as the date and time, but it is recognizing as that what we say that object type is string type. So we have to convert that as well. Now before going for this, is the null values which is present here should be dropped or not, because we have to correct this. We can't move with the null values. So what we will do, medication, okay fine, medication means we can drop the null values with this, means if we want to just say that df clean or something. So df clean, if you define df clean, drop na, but I don't want to drop it actually. I want to replace. So let's see, start with the top. So we have this medical condition. In this I want to replace the null values with my default value. So because in the medical condition, what the issue is that if I will put some median of, no sorry, median we can't, mean median we can't, because it is a string type, right? So we can go for the mode, but the problem with the mode is that it will disturb our the data analysis, because some of the disease may come out as a mode, and if you will add that, the other data may get disturbed. For example, if by mistake it is not there, then then diabetes is the mode, then it will say that diabetes, and diabetes and all other things will change, will get tagged to the diabetes. So I can't put randomly any disease to anyone. So that's the situation which is challenging when we are dealing with such type of data. So what we will do, we will put as a not applicable or not available, some new data we will put, so that we will come to know that this data was not available. So what we will do, df dot fill na, and in that we will mention what actually we want to put here, not available, and I want this to get changed into my main data frame. So in place is equal to true. So what it will do, it will change the data frame df itself. So let's see, this is just a future warning, leave it, no issues of that. Now let's see that what is this null value sum is giving us. And if you see all the values here, also admission type, we can't, billing amount and all. However, one mistake has happened, right? Now the problem is that it has filled all the values, either it is for billing amount or this, all with the not available, but actually that is not a proper way. So let's do one thing, let's rerun it and stop at this level. And what we'll do, after this we'll define the column name which we want to get filled. So the column is medical condition, right? So only this column I want to get filled, that's NA, right? So let's do this. Now you see that only this column got filled, rest all are still null values are present. Even for the admission type, I want the same, that all there also this is a string, and I don't want to take risk by putting any random admission types. So I will do the same here also, fine. So now if you see this again, admission type is also, now there is zero null, same. We can go for but the thing is that here discharge date, okay, so date also has one null values. So what I will do, I will put the min, whatever the date is is there, but date conversion is first required, so we will wait for that. Let's go to medication. Medication also actually better to not put any random value and go for the not available point only. Better is that. So let's take this name also and just do the so now almost all are done. Only billing amount and discharge date will should be left. Rest all should show zero. Right? Like this, we have to actually handle this null value. Now this is discharge date. Now discharge date first task is let's first is the billing amount. Billing amount here we can go for the average amount we can calculate. So what I will do, I will replace it with mean of the that column. So sorry. So if I want to add the mean means mean at the place of null value, we have to just be careful, because if these outlier something, it may lead to problematic for us. So let's go to the top and see here that at 75%, that is 37,000, and maximum is at 52,000, and there is no such a huge outlier here, right? The maximum value is 52,000, so there is no such a huge outlier, so we can say that okay, fine, there is no such. However, we can check through that box plot also, so let's have a one look. However, we will go detail, just I'm first I will show here. Import Seaborn as SNS, and import matplot library dot pyplot as PLD, and then we can just see the plot here. SNS dot box plot, sorry, box plot, where x is equal to df, and our column name is what is the column name, billing amount, right? However, there is only one null value, so we need not to worry that much, but yes, let's see that what it's going to show you. Yeah, so we don't have a huge outliers here. If you see, that's all are the under the range only, so we don't have any huge outliers. So okay, I can go for the with mean also, that's not a big deal. So we can at the place of values where we have kept the values, we can directly put like df, and name of this column, and we can just say that dot fill and a same process what we did, and in this, at the place of the value which we kept, we'll put the formula to calculate the mean. So what is the formula? We'll take this whole dot mean, so it will calculate the mean, and then again in place equal to true. So now it's done. Now let's is null dot sum, and now you see all are now completed, only one lab that discharges it. So for that, let's see the format of the date which we have. It is in the format of date, month, and year, right? Sorry, date, month, and year. So what we will do, we'll first go for the conversion of this So what we'll do, we'll first put take the name of this column, and this is equal to pd dot to date and time df, then again column name. Be careful because Python is sensitive towards the spaces or cases, and we have the format that we have to tell. It is in the format of date, month, right, and year, right, correct. So now it is same format now. We have not done any mistakes, right? Date, month, and year, right? So now let's see this. Now check df dot d types. Sorry. D types, and here you see that this is date and time now. We have now we have 2 3 ways. We can fill the mean date also. We can or median date also, or we can also fill with what we say that some mean date. We can say we can fill our own default date, or we can take the previous data and just move it to the next cell, or we can take the next data and move it to the previous cell. So we can do all the things. Let's fill with simple what we have done till now, that simple mean will fill it. So let's fill with that mean date only. So let's fill with this, and now I feel df dot is null dot sum should have all zeros, right? So now we are done with the filling of null values and all. For example, this name, and we can say that room numbers and all are, these are the two waste columns and all. So what we'll do, we'll remove these two columns first. So to remove that column, we have the function called drop also, and we can also just take out only those columns which is required. But let's as we have only to drop two columns, so let's use the drop. So df is equal to now df dot drop, and in this drop we will provide the list of we provide a list of the columns which I want to drop. So I want to drop, first is name, and second one is the room number. Sorry, Python is sensitive towards all these cases, right? Now the thing is that I have to tell that these are available on which axis, and axis is one, that is my own column. 0 axis is on the row side. Fine. So now D of dot hat should not have the name and those two things. Right? It has been removed.